Jesus not the answer. So with troubles, Jesus not the answer to everything. Jesus not the answer today, today. Jesus not the answer. So with problems, Jesus not the answer. So with troubles, Jesus not the answer to everything. Jesus not the answer today, today. Yahweh not the answer. So with problems, Yahweh not the answer. So with troubles, Yahweh not the answer to everything. Yahweh not the answer today, today. Yahweh not the answer. So with problems, Yahweh not the answer. So with troubles, Yahweh not the answer to everything. Yahweh not the answer today, today. Master Jesus, Jesus not the answer. Now him not the answer. Problems, Jesus not the answer. Not the answer. So with troubles, Jesus not the answer to everything. Jesus not the answer today, today. Yahweh, Yahweh not the answer. So with problems, Yahweh not the answer. Not the answer. So with troubles, Yahweh not the answer to everything. Yahweh not the answer today, today. Oga ekwemda, Oga ekwemda. Okwano no bubakaya, Oga ekwemda. Oga ekwemda, Oga ekwemda. Okwano no bubakaya, Oga ekwemda. Oga ekwemda, Oga ekwemda. Okwano no bubakaya, Oga ekwemda. Oga ekwemda, Oga ekwemda. Okwano no bubakaya, Oga ekwemda. You no let me fall, you no let me fall. As long as I'm in His hands, you no let me fall. You no let me fall, you no let me fall. As long as I'm in His hands, you no let me fall. Oga ekwemda, Oga ekwemda.
Good morning and welcome to the Epic Morning Show that comes to you live here on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. We are also coming to you live from Slick TV and Choice FM in the east end of Freetown. And don't forget, today is the first day of November. So happy new month, everybody out there. Today, this morning on we show, we're going to talk about the Correctional Service Act within the NEPA review. We of course get for guarantee more human rights or more humane treatment for inmates, and look at a number of other rights them as well, and powers that they should also give to the correctional service for make sure it work efficiently. But first things first, let's start with a morning message of motivation when I rise, and then we will come to today's conversation proper. Today I will talk about judgment. People will look for past judgments on other people. People who are very, very judgy. People who are very, very judgmental. They don't know your story, or they don't know how you come out, or they don't know how you get into a certain situation. But they always have a judgment to pass anyway. Lovers Rock singer Chris Martin in one of his songs, and the lyrics goes like, if you don't know the story, don't judge the book. And then there is another saying similar to that, where also they say, "Not ever judge the book by its cover." So what you are seeing on the outside is just the finished product, not the final result. But before you get into that, the book itself, every page has a story, and every story I don't make that man. So sometimes you think you know the man, but you can know the man and you don't know the story, and that story then I really make up the man. So sometimes hold back your judgment a little bit. For people and we they meet with in difficult circumstances, or they don't make some foolish choices in life, don't be too harsh to judge them. No rush to judgment, no rush to conclusion. Just wait a bit, try to understand their story, try to understand where they are from, try to understand what they don't go through in their life we make them end up inside and day before you judge them. Because that judgment the way they pass, it can be say you self guilty of doing the same thing or something even worse. And that's why I make we for example, we Muslims who say judgment is only reserved for Allah. So that's very important. So no judge person for waiting they do. You know, one of the reasons why a lot of people even these days, if they get problem, and they talk to people, because then they feel like without, and they go talk to with them for confiding, that person go judge them for the decisions that they don't make, instead of them console them and show them an alternative path. So don't be somebody we judge you. No judge person for what you don't do, because like I say, you don't know the full story. Maybe you don't even do worse, or capable for do worse if you dinner in circumstance where it did. So sometimes I make it very good for reserve judgment. And because the person wearing suits, now I know how they burn them. So if you see person do something will shock you, something will surprise you, you not just for look at the action, you need for also look at, is this person capable of doing this? Why possibly do this? Waiting on the go through. What are the decisions that we don't make? We don't lead them up to this point. You have to understand beyond all of those things. So some people are so judgy, and then they make, like say for example, they know one day jog person manage, or they know one day or they know one day spinal classes, or they know one day finger soup it, or take money and then daddy in pocket yet. And so every time when somebody else do those things, then they make so self-righteous. So self-righteousness in itself sometimes can be a deception to yourself. So in the Bible, for example, there's a story where I think a man was accused of sin, and then people then gather around and say they want to stone the man to death, and then they come to Jesus for judgment, and Jesus told them, sir, that if anybody of Unanaya feel like say get sin, then he can cast the first stone. And no one did. There is a lesson in that. That lesson is really based on judgment, not past judgment. It's very important. Reserve your judgment. Sometimes some people, they talk to you not because they want for feel judged, they talk to you because they want just for confiding somebody, and you listening in itself can really be a great help if you offer advice as well for an alternative path, and not judge him already because the man is down. Don't beat him twice. You go really help him. So stay with me. This is the Epic Morning Show. We'll be right back.
In a world where only the sharpest minds survive, Cowbell Dairy Products is delighted to present the Cowbell Capucines Challenge, a remarkable inter-secondary school quiz competition that brings Freetown secondary schools together to compete for the ultimate prize. The theme for this competition is nurturing the spirit of patriotism through civic education. This isn't your average quiz. It's an extraordinary showdown of intellects and wits. Who will claim the coveted grand prize and of course those all-important bragging rights? Get ready for a whirlwind of challenging questions, exhilarating rounds, and moments that will leave you in awe. As if that's not enough, we have fantastic prizes like trophy, cash, and Cowbell products up for grabs. It's not just a competition, it's a celebration of knowledge and talents. Mark your calendars for November 16 and 17, 2023 at the FBC Multipurpose Hall beginning at 9 a.m. sharp daily. Come cheer for your school, support your friends, and be part of the excitement. Cowbell Capucines Challenge, engaging hearts, equipping minds. Proudly sponsored by Cowbell. Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
All right, so today really we will talk about the correctional service. Then the act you then get a. It was done in 2014, but since then a review has been ongoing on that particular document. Now, for those who are not in the correctional service, Sierra Leone Correctional Service, and they're really responsible for keep all the prisoners in the country in Nigeria. So they have a special act, they have a standby force, and that force they of course now then they really administer. And then they administer the prisons them across. So much of that review has really been focused on making sure you strengthen that institution, the administrative capacity, and of course there is also an aspect of how they relate with inmates as well. And one of those things is some of those reviews are targeting expansion of rights for inmates and how they are treated, expansion and guarantee for protecting human rights as well, especially when it comes to the female inmates. Then what thing will happen, for example, for a female inmate we get belly and then a born. So these are some of the circumstances, difficult circumstances as well, that we'll have conversation about this morning. So stay with you. When we come next, we'll have Jeremy Ben Simbo from Carl and Cecil Cole Showers from the Sierra Leone Correctional Service. Alright, don't forget wherever you are, because December 16th the Epic Carnival is coming your way at Monjasa Park. Ticket is now out, so you can call one studio line any time of the day as well. If you want tickets, you can order one and we can deliver it to you. So now December 16th Carnival, all team mix, every music, every fan, every DJ that you love here, every presenter we love here as well, will all get together and then have a lot of fun at Monjasa Park Namoriton Field on December 16th. Tickets is just 50,000 leones. But don't forget, that's not the only thing we are bringing you this December, because December is going to be very, very busy. So beach party is back. The beach party is back with October, November, December born celebrants. Them all go there out at Beach Cafe on the 23rd for celebrate with their loved ones. Them cut cake with friends and celebrities as well for the rest of the night on the 23rd of December right there at Beach Cafe. So don't miss that. And this December, waiting you to do with BNB now, you can be your own boss with just your smartphone. Become an agent for BNB today. So with the BNB POS, you will get access to all the BNB services. You can pay BNB, Ria, MoneyGram, Western Union, and all of that codes them. So send money locally and overseas as well. Cash in, cash out, mobile money, sell, top up. You can basically do everything with the BNB Cash App. So the BNB POS, call if you want to be an agent today. Call on 072 500 000. BNB POS. You shop now, you pocket. All right, enough business talk. Let's go straight into conversation here this morning. Good morning, Mr. Simbo.
Good morning, Jawad.
So, why the need for review this particular Correctional Service Act as it is now?
Good question. First, we know say in 2014, the government of Sierra Leone began for get a new act, we then call the Correctional Service Act, where come up from prisons to corrections. So nada for us. But inside this current act now, we get this 2014 act. It gets so many gray areas, so many things that they really require for be reviewed now. Because we don't see yes. So every law, as you go along, when you look at them critically and when I implement them, when I go begin for discover, say yes, we need to review this law over time. So many things that they will require review. And this process will start way back, I think say 2-3 years down the line, this process will start. And we say plenty thank you to UNDP for technical and financial support, including other institutions, we don't join with this business, the Correctional Service themselves. They don't play major role. They said already say yes, need day for review this act. So the role in this business is huge. Law Reform Commission, Law Officers Department, the Sierra Leone Police, some other civil society actors, they all don't come and say yes, law review this thing. So to business or to your question, last week we got a 2-day retreat in a new Brufus Hotel. For try for validate this document now we will end up for sent to the Law Officers Department, where the Minister of Internal Affairs, where they in charge of the Correctional Service, go down seek cabinet concurrence now, then send it to Law Officers Department for make them put time into the context of the bill and gazette them and then go ready for Parliament. So now need day for review this thing. One of the needs, and we're very strong, way day for review this thing that during the review it come out, that more powers in the current act, what they call the Parent Act, 2014 Correctional Service Act, then give to the inmates them. More attention to the inmates and pay.
Okay.
Not to powers. Attention. To the inmates and pay. Very little attention they pay to the correctional officers themselves, the personnel. So this is one strong thing. Most times they talk about the personnel, the inmates, this forbidden to the inmate, that kind of thing, leaving behind the personnel. Remember the role and they play very critical. So this is one need this whole thing so for review this act for. The second thing also will come out of this review that then cancel. Just like where you get an oversight board, kind of, where they provide supervisory role, you understand, for an institution. So then get a council headed by the Office of the Vice President, the Correctional Service, then get a council. Where inside that council, then get 11 members and we form from other institutions. Where now the Director General, the city for represent the service. So that council, they can meet over time. But it don't tell you where this council don't meet. And this council don't give so much, this council don't get the authority, I go say kind of, the huge authority, where if you don't meet, and approve some decision them, wait for be done at the Correctional Service. They have at all. Let's say, for example, senior management decision. Like a senior manager, a director kind of, you don't default. The current Director General under this Parent Act, no get right for take punitive line of action against them. Until it take this force from that council.
And that council not they meet so
and that council not they meet regularly. And it will be interesting for make this council from when they meet 2021 to date they don't meet it. So many decisions that they out there where they are with this council approval. So this is huge, you understand? So this council, I think they say they'll get an oversight council, they'll get a council where they provide a supervisory role over the establishment, you understand? But at least made some decision and they let the senior management they take up rather than pass them with that council approval, because this council not just meet regularly, as they say.
Because one of the problems is that because they get this supervisory council where of course you get other people and they look as if the Correctional Service on itself can't make some major decisions, unlike police can make their own, military can make their own, and then serve now a force on their own.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying here. Now because it's good where this council had it, you understand, it's good. But now because this council don't meet regularly, if then they meet regularly, you understand, I think say most of them decision there, they go before give the authority to the management, the Director General and management for takes decision. But because they meet, now so many things that are pending, this council in hearing. Remember from 2021, they don't meet it at all. So this is one strong issue. Then the other one, again, at the directorate level, you get few women in there. The women are not too plenty at that level. The number very small.
But maybe also reflect recruitment. Maybe they struggle for attract enough women as
well. So well, I think if one time they review this act. So when once review the act, some of the things then go bring them down now. The requirement they will make you go under, they go bring them down. Because if you get few women at that level, this is like serious concern this. And the one key thing will continue for Canada place also, now the health of the inmates. The correctional officers they raise are clear in the discussions, the 2-day discussion. First, they say the military gets the hospital, 34 military hospital. The police, they get a hospital, they call it police hospital. But the correctional service, they don't get hospital at all. They get 21 correctional centers across the country. They don't get no hospital on their own. So when inmates are not fall sick, pass them care and go now either Connaught or government hospital or wherever. So now they say very risky and scary. For begin told people that they pass care, they go from one place to the other for go seek medical attention. They say that is a serious challenge that day. So at least themselves they now suggest they then get their own medical, treatment centers. It might not be a hospital, kind of.
They not get a medical bay within the facilities, them?
They don't get hospital, and that
okay,
they say.
Okay.
Yeah, they might get their first aid within.
Okay.
What about some serious illness we don't take somebody? We say you go take canto. So this is also a serious concern. And the other thing will come up as a very serious concern again in this review. Now the appointment of the Director General. Clear, under the 1991 Constitution, the President gets the constitutional responsibility for appointing somebody as Director General. And they say if I appoint anybody under this the current law, if I appoint anybody. So currently, the acting Director General of the Correctional Services, now Colonel SS Massacoy. You understand? Now a military man. So then now they say, no, going forward, they want me that they take them within the rank and file of the service, the establishment. They say because then they also motivate serving personnel them. Where you did and the police, you understand, the highest rank where they go and the police, for example, now AIG. Where you don't become AIG now, it now rests with the president for appoint you as IG, Inspector General of Police. You understand? So if you don't do as AIG now, you're not like a person waiting. You're with appointment day. By the time so God will touch the president in your heart, he appoint you, then you don't go. So unlike the correctional service, there's not so in their own context. The president going to appoint everybody from outside and bring them. So then they say now going forward in the new law, they propose, at least then the appointment may be from within. That's what they are suggesting. In as much as the president get right for appoint anybody, but then they also let it be from maybe within
the correction.
Yes, within the correctional service, you understand? Let not be from outside, just like how they happen at the military, they happen at the police. So some of the things that they may come out very strong. And again, also the welfare of even the personnel there. Now, thin line there between the personnel and the inmates, especially the one that we did at the centers. You don't go there.
Yeah.
Now, thin line. If we let the care and go court, they sit in the vehicles. They waste all the money when they use when they motor car. The correctional man can do it. Then they do more. Then they inhale all. You understand? In that place, they lock them up. Now they all day under that same lock up. You understand? So that very thin line, a small difference between them. So they also need to see how they go improve on them their welfare as well. The man talk down some man say from we don't get uniform from way back. The man they even complain about handcuff. They say don't even get enough handcuff. So they really need for the support this service, adequately.
It changes then like that, especially when it comes to welfare. Does it have to be reflected in this law? I mean, because you'll imagine, even if it ain't the law, if government not show enough commitment for help the service, they might
some of them need for come in the law. Some of them need for come in the law. Because when you don't do the law, it becomes mandatory. Okay. Some of them will come in the regulations. You understand? It also go down the regulations. It's not going to be as mandatory as we go down the law. Remember, the correctional service is a place where nobody not supposed to frown at. Me and you. It can be any one of us, either as a result of we conduct or misconduct, we action or inaction, or they just lie for you. Jawad, some man they are currently they remand and lie no more than lie for them. Sometimes just somewhere as police go read day, sometimes they about your business. It on the normal lawful business they pass. It just unfold they grab it all. They don't lay under 10 they remand. When they go court, they say when I can next tomorrow. Can't that kind of way day. So you know me say somebody they are enough for enjoying rights at all. So the law now, this current law, actually the review say, let at least them people then they enjoy the rights. They are human beings. Some rights because we don't change from prisons to correctional center. That's the reason why we change that because that place the way somebody don't go there now, it need for camp to be a refined and reformed person. And if we go to some facilities and services.
Over these 9 years since we get the correctional service law, we transition into correctional service. Have we seen enough progress from them as a service really for reform the prisoners?
Yeah, some progress on there. To be very honest with you, some progress on there. Because we don't say according to them, they say they get side their skills center, training center, if I could put another way, they now I think that they place in there. Some man go learn computing, some man go learn tailoring, some man go do this, some man at least some skills. We come out, that go able for which but it's not enough at all. So that's why they're saying. That's what they are saying. Sorry, not enough. So imagine if you still in another place there, you go there, then call the place a correctional center. They're not changing from prisons to correctional center. That day they go some responsibilities. Then you go there, still maintain that same way I've been on. They just like prisons. So why we change? What I be doing for change? We don't want for change no more because we want for change the name. And remember, we don't sign to international treaties. We don't sign to conventions. Now we could change that name. Do you understand? For try for domesticator, we can't get the law. And the same law now, they see the provisions they will for make. We don't make it at all. So this is the reason why I say no. Let's review this act and change some of the things there, so that place will be a better place for people to live.
Let's talk a bit about those rights, because a lot of the concerns sometimes as well can be on the female inmates' rights. For example, a female prisoner, a female inmate will go get belay, for example, if you're born, how do they go about for treatment?
I be just there for come that side. Then they also come in. A female inmate will get belay. You understand? That picking they eventually don't become, if that inmate a convict, that picking safe now like a convict by extension. It don't do it throughout now. You understand? That picking for go school. You don't see that picking your liberty. You understand? So now the law they say, for example, now that make also not only this law with the advocate for media review, we also the advocate for review the 1965 Criminal Procedure Act. We don't they now at an advanced stage, because that act they now give, for example, so many powers of arrest to the police. For even some minor things, and the arrest person and go detain them. So we now they say, for example, for everything they need for arrest person and investigating the police, charge and go in court, then go find them. Because in law, with criminal procedure, you understand? Now two ways: either fine or sentencing. Not just the fine, sentence. They arrest you, you ride the motorbike, you can't hire, you don't get helmet. When they arrest you, carry you go police, they investigate you, they charge you to court. Either you go pay fine, for example, 700,000 euros, or you go jail for 1 month.
There's no alternative like community service.
Alternative, not like community service, not there. So this is also congest that place. So if we now get other means, you understand, like community service code, they just take how you call, then catch you, you ride motorbike, you understand, you don't get helmet, Either then tell you say go lay down na jail because or you pay 400,000 when you don't get, the man go end up for go lay down that place there because you don't go pay that money at all. You ride the motorbike, for example, you don't get license. They say the license is 1 million euros, you don't get that. Then carry you go, then fine you guilty, then charge you to court. The court find you guilty, they say you for pay, then charge you for pay 1 million as an example, 1,000 as an example in new laws, or you go to jail for 1 month. They might not even get the money for go take the license at 650. Then you go find a 1 million. Don't tell the people land it. So you go end up for going down there. But if you get an alternative sentence, you understand, kind of. Say no. Now they sweep on a pack for 1 month. Now huge thing. You hold me, for example, the driving vehicle. I don't get my license. You understand? They charge me. I go to court, Mr. Simbo. You sweep that Lumley pack for 3 days. You understand? Then they go be huge on me that you tell me for pay 1.5 million euros. Loyalty, for example, when I offense and then they indicate somebody in a place, we never explain why he did it at that time. Me and you, they come on club. Me, I get my own vehicle. You understand? We also don't come on at the same club. We come out. Me, they go home now. They you, they waka. Police can meet you around with the first area. Go see the fair. He said, just come on club. Where they go, and they end up arrest you. We meet them, I cannot pass. They don't even ask me. So these are some of the petty offenses people suffer from that place. They made the place become congested by the moment with all of the delays and how we did it. We don't move on as a nation. We not ever do what we done before, but we move at a snail pace. So when that make we review the laws here, bring to mind the government, so for reviving the government about some of the things here. So we need for review the laws here, and that place will be a better place. I continue for say, it can be anybody tomorrow, either as a result of your action or inaction, or then just like you can be anybody.
And the irony about sometimes locking people for petty offenses, a man will, for example, for them. A bike man, for example, we for them pay 400, 500,000 for a license, and then if they end up sending a prison, the state therefore end up pay more for in well-being in prison than that 500,000. Actually, we didn't send an apartment road.
Every day they feed them. When you sick, the state they take care of them. You understand? So all that kind of extra burden on the state. Some years back, I don't quite remember the actual the prisons. Then my colleagues there, where they monitor prisons. You understand? They made a study on the amount the government they spend on the correctional center, the prison, and the welfare. At that time, they call the prisoners. You understand? Prisons watch. That be huge amount of money down there. When you total land, a huge amount of money. Then build these Pandeba Road prisons for people for not less than 500 people. Now you get say way over 2,000 people that reside in that place. So that's also very huge. People they still say this correctional service center, they need to move on from this place. It don't deny place now we don't need for day. Even when they pass, they look at the environment. People that live in that place, they always complain. Sometimes they see the waste they flow on the street. It affect people that live there, they affect one as they pass it. So all the reasons they continue for come up. It's too huge for government, yes, we know so require resources, but really need to move up now fast on them things there. So if we get progressive laws, then this nation will continue to go before. But if we continue to go with this current law, a lot of issues will continue for delay. As I continue to tell you, from 2021 to date, the council for the correctional service not still meets it. And they get a lot of things and where they await that council in approval. Imagine if EPIC board where they're supposed to be like, you board so then they meet, after every 6 months, as the case may be. Then they not meet for 4 years. So many decisions and they can't go for take. We're not going for approve until that board they meet and approve them. So now that kind of thing they happen in that place. So from 2021 to date, then a long period handy. And some decision then they, as I tell you, the director and general air management, they're not going for take them until the council approve them. You see, let's say for example a senior manager, it fall into misconduct. He left that place there. We go to the way the director general been described and the acting director general described. He takes sabbatical leave without absence or so. The way they been called him, I don't quite remember again. He never for take direct decision on that man for say they punish him because he don't go with his salary or not until they seek the consent of the other council. The council approve or they advise before they take a decision. So this is also serious. We get inmates that when a woman them they in another place they need them picking them. Then picking them they don't need for their under. They need to find ways and means as to how if not first appearance they say men again and go live with them. So then they also now serious issues and one and the female representation at the senior management level of the correctional service is still minimal. How many female directors that we get in that place? That number is still low. So we need to go back to the drawing board and see how we review this act. So that the requirement and maybe we'll try to see how we'll reduce them or try to put in a way we will bring in female for the other level.
Stay with you if you just join me. This is the Epic Morning Show. We'll be right back.
Do you want to be your own boss? Or do you want to add more services to your business? Then look no further because BNB is here for you.
What do you mean?
With BNB, you can now make money with just your smartphone. With the new revolutionary app, BNB POS, you can do remittance, bill payments, headset airtime top-up, and many more. All this from your smartphone, anywhere you want.
This sounds great.
That is not just all. The app also features real-time agent rebalancing and reconciliation.
Oh wow! But how can I get the BNB POS and start making my own money?
It's so simple. You can download the application on App Store or Google Play Store. Just search for BNB POS and download. Then call our customer service on 072 500 000 and within a short period of time, our agent will help you for the onboarding process.
Wow! No time to waste. Let me do this right away.
Oh yes. Start making money today from anywhere in Sierra Leone. For more inquiries, contact our customer service on 072 500 000.
With BNB POS, you shop na your pockets.
In a world where only the sharpest minds survive, Cowbell Dairy Products is delighted to present the Cowbell Capucines Challenge, a remarkable inter-secondary school quiz competition that brings Freetown secondary schools together to compete for the ultimate prize. The theme for this competition is nurturing the spirit of patriotism through civic education. This isn't your average quiz. It's an extraordinary showdown of intellects and wits. Who will claim the coveted grand prize and of course those all-important bragging rights? Get ready for a whirlwind of challenging questions, exhilarating rounds, and moments that will leave you in awe. As if that's not enough, we have fantastic prizes like trophy, cash, and Cowbell products up for grabs. It's not just a competition, it's a celebration of knowledge and talents. Mark your calendars for November 16 and 17, 2023 at the FPC Multipurpose Hall beginning at 9 a.m. sharp daily. Come cheer for your school, support your friends, and be part of the excitement. Cowbell Capucines Challenge, engaging hearts, equipping minds. Proudly sponsored by Cowbell. Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
If you not say you born October, also the one that we born November and December, una don't ready. Because Usaidensky Big Monty they celebrate one big beach birthday party. So make it a point of duty. Usaidensky big cakes they go there for court, the champagne go there wire, the music go there butter. So if you not say you born October, November and December, now you turn for shake body and the biggest beach birthday party. When a perfect arrangement, well organized, for the one that we born inside this 3 months. Come witness the sweetness, expect greatness, take picture them and chill with the celebrities. Let we jam body together. Enjoy the same birthday, now the biggest big birthday party. For the one that we born October, November and December. Tickets and they out now for sale. West Standard, now 100 millions. Couples best tickets, now 250 millions. VIP table for 6, now 1,500 new leons, and VVIP table for 8, now 2,500 new leons. Saturday, December 23, now something go be. Right, now beat a fed lonely. Sharp 7 o'clock evening time. Everything go don't begin. This Backyard Big Party, powered by Priority Solution and sponsored by Orange Money, BNB, Media Partners, Epic Radio, and Slick TV.
Welcome back. This is the Epic Morning Show. They come to you live here on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. This morning we'll talk about the review of the Correctional Services Act. But you mentioned that when also they do this, whilst when also they try for review the Criminal Procedures Act, because there are things like parole, for example, for release inmates then based on parole for good behavior and things like that. Are these things already where the law make provision for, so it will help decongest the prison system?
Yes. Then they also will help for decongest the prison system. In fact, that make in this current under this Parent Act, the council, get the Sierra Leone police no represent, they no get representation there. You understand? So now we propose let the IGP at least let the sit in that council or a get representative, because the reason why the person will go, the director of crime will represent Mr. Lahai, Commissioner Lahai will represent the Inspector General of Police. Is that then they deal with them people here, and then they arrest them, investigate them, then charge them to court. The court later end up for convict them. So also again, then they take decision. At least, like, for example, the time presidential pardon can reach for release people then from the correctional center. If I let them say they, you understand, and see, say yes. Though this kind of person here, they really need for pardon this person. But because again, he say because sometimes they lie themselves, they in danger. It is than they. He said because most times when they release people, them, you understand, under any circumstance, and some of them they go back to the police. They say that policeman then make them arrest me, then end up for life and make I go jail. So then they go in the way after them. So then there's any for another body. So when you release people in that kind of way, I think yes, it's very good, Jawad. But let it be done based on merit.
Because this was something we been very contentious. I remember in 2021 when someone who was convicted of murder, LAC, was released, and there are questions about how then put the names together, waiting at the procedure for then process that list, then send them to the president for pardon.
So then that made the police say they need for them at this council. The SLP, sorry, they're getting for represent at this council. Because good behavior also could be one of the reasons. That place and correctional center now, not to prisons anymore. Somebody where you go there, you don't comport yourself, you don't regret your actions. If you behave well, this could be some of the reasons then why they go let her go. You understand? But again, one thing we are so lacking, even in the work where they do with respect to the correctional center, they do a very good job. But they don't speak much about themselves. This not only with them. They do a session where I get for good this morning, where they don't really tell you, say, how much more will they talk about the work they do? How much do you know about the correctional center? Then say need for they get time for they can't tell people them.
In fact, we invited them this morning. Yes. We invited them this morning, but unfortunately they didn't.
Then need for can't tell what thing they do. Now when they talk about epic, get forget this, that, every day when the market dandy. So people don't understand. Say yes, when I get forget that kind of business. So like even like saying, Carl, how much more they talk about things that they do? For the whole year we just kind of talk about programs and projects that they implement. But if I can't tell you now, I know one day consider I tell you say now this car loan for this one whole year. We don't do so much. We don't do plenty things. The job they don't want to do during the elections. We don't forget about that. This election not done now. So we need to tell people, they let the market we sell. Let them explain to the public what will they do. Then people they don't improve a lot on that place. They do so much. You understand? But time not there for can't tell the public the things that they do. So in that circumstance, yes, that's right. But how when I come arrive at a decision for identify them, we say yes. Let president pardon them. The public need for no. Enough for be secret at all. Because remember them we are. Then they go back, then they come out from the correctional center, they go back to, they integrate to back to the communities. So people need to know the reasons for which one even identify the community release them, rather than they just assume for themselves. When you fail to give somebody the adequate information, they ask the reason for himself. So a lot of things in public opinion, we can't, we get this court of public opinion, all man go say, you don't begin to convict the person before even they go court, they charge and go court. So these are some of the things. So we encourage the correctional center, let them really engage. Yes, we know, say, yes, a cost effective, you get money business for council now for the talk, but they really need for once in a while, when they can't tell the public, when they update we on the operations and actions that are placed.
The issue of labor as well, inmates and labor, for example, in other areas of the country, so I get prison and then go say then use the prisoner then for some other labor for the community. Is that an issue where perhaps they highlight? Because we know say they have skills, but some of the time, even when they train and then skills they are now, you have officers who might exploit those skills. You not tailor So we would carry it, work from outside, and then you sew for we, and then we make the money, for example.
Yes, well, you know, say for example, like, this feed salon when the president in current flagship project don't come, the correctional center don't even up to say they get manpower. They just need to be supported in that direction. They say they need for help for feed other people themselves, but make government support them.
For them
May they go to
themselves.
farming, may they feed themselves. Remember the quantum of rice where they go to them, to the inmates and to even the personnel them. Now huge rice down there. We calculate down there, the amount of money going on, book money down there. So if they support them for do mechanized farming, not to the subsistence farming where they go give man 10 you go, for example, you go give Bo Correctional Center, you go and Pikachu, wherever they go. No, not to that kind of farming they want to do. Let them do mechanized farming. They say they for feed at least themselves. You know, so yes. Before now, you know, say when somebody go prison no more than go convict person, they jail now, they think I say no, that person if you go through all kind of torture and punishment. But the rights related issues they say also they cover now. You see, so not all kind of okay, go give person. Back then in our days, when we they go school, we they say we have jail man, then like what they call them, they go work now, then boss man they host them. Then they bail water, then they go broke. You understand, right? Now then they're not there anymore. You see, the person get for there within the confines, for deal with them within the confines of the law. Because not as much as they're under, but you also get for treated like human being. Again, your rights are as well for enjoy. Again, in liberty. The only thing we see we major in the way you did the correctional center, we don't enjoy. Now you right to movement. Now more your liberty, now no more, now they don't really like disease. But all others, medical, you get right to them. Some man they say don't seek for ages. You know, they get better medical attention. Do the one that say the correctional center officer, then say also get they cry more better medical attention. How much more they might, and I saw somebody talking at the meeting. So if they get a young, you know, clinic or they get a young hospital assigned to them, you know, so that when once they get sick, they can go. For even move them and they get security implications. More you might get somebody when I hardcore, they don't convict them. That kind of person go fall sick. You just take and cry and go out of that place there. You know, again, young gang group they out there. Then go even try at some point for attempt for try for take away from one. So all them when they get implications. So these are more the reasons why they say no. Let them get the established treatment centers so that way them made them sick, they could just take them there. I continue for the remind me of you too. That place is for if then go either one of us go there at any time, either as a result of reactions or inactions, or they lie per you no more. So let's talk say no, but the one we force to do better not do the rest of how much more demand there now they can't talk about them.
The why should not they do all of this as well? One of the things that a lot of people feel say every government they struggle with now the will for actually put a lot of money for take care of inmates. It's very easy for them, we all condemn them almost say, oh, well, if we have scarce resources, let's invest it somewhere else instead of we give correctional center. We largely then get for take care of people away in a way society don't condemn or convict of something.
Yes. So often the time, yes, they can combination, there's some man can get them, but I continue for tell you all say we need for support that place there. We need for support the people there under. Now more man than they need for enjoy their rights, they need for enjoy their liberties. In as much as they under, yes, we say them for go through the punishment them, yes, they need for doing them because of the things that they don't do, where yes, they don't find them guilty, some man they don't convict. Don't forget about the one that they don't convict them. Let's go back to the one that they remand. They remand inmates no more than that. Now the whole country say they are about 6,000 or so. It's an example. The one that they remand, wait that we try.
Yeah.
They don't even try it. They just talk out you for the first day. They don't enjoy you matter. You begin to suffer that kind of way. What about tomorrow they go exonerate you? They don't find you guilty of the thing they don't bring you for. They say, okay, we'll not see no case against you, go home. You don't left here in a force, you don't get sick, you don't blind. You don't go get malaria, you don't get typhoid, you don't get tuberculosis. You understand? So you don't become infected for nothing. Waste for things, you don't do anything, they don't end up for left you. These are the country, this whole day when they go even lie by you. When the court go down free you, somebody don't even come forward back for say, we're sorry, for what we say about you. Do you big? We're sorry. They just left you no more you go. They don't even get time for him. See, this man will be arrested, for example, in Kailan. We don't bring a kind of here. Let's take him back to that society. We don't left her now. They just left him at Doyanda. He would you go, who say you not go down, business down there. So you see, so all the things they had, they really so huge. That's the more reason why we really need to pay a lot more attention than the correctional center. 21 centers are there across the country. Not just look at Freetown and look at the other centers all across the country. People in there now they language. People in there they on remand. Then they await trial. So on Saturday for me, even now, yes, granted, every district now gets a resident magistrate. But still, people in there and they await. Still, say we still got this Criminal Procedure Act. Some cases are still at PI at the magisterial level. They get for commitment to High Court. Some man they wait in committee taking file laws. Now the other time they talk about the judicial review. The one that will come out. Yeah. Some man they wait and discharge and acquit. No, so we still say at the end of our life, they don't get no case against them. Some man don't take. Now I tell you about somebody when they arrest McKinney way down the line. They say T4. It then now the correctional center and McKinney jailed at that time for nearly 3 years. Where I for the magistrate, they say, hey, where explain said they say go. They asked him for go home. The man don't believe. A job officer want a dream. So all them things they happen. So this is a continue for congest that place. So now this make we say, then petty offenses there, we need for try for say how we go decriminalize them. Because petty offenses, they continue for make poorer, people poorer by the moment.
Mm-hmm. So somebody, for example, thief 2 million leones phone,
yes,
or he jogs somebody in bag, and
yes,
then he has to languish in prison,
yes,
for a very long time.
For a very long time. Look at the other person with Justice Moment, just Stevens been get for free. You remember that day? I think I read it on the news here. Mm-hmm. You see, he said, me man, you don't even spend, if it be for convict yourself, before sentence you, the period you don't serve down here, a pass that sentence for don't give you. That's injustice. You understand? So now that make with still continue for advocacy. Yes.
And for the prison system, they are at the end of it because not so then they do then sentencing there. Then just they keep the people there, but then they get bad name because of all of this sometimes.
Exactly. Then they keep them and then they get a bad name. Mm-hmm. And they need to keep them, they confine them. Mm-hmm. So that place need to be well kept. It need to be decent. That's why they keep a huge number of people. Remember, place where they don't be for less than 500 people. Now you get way more than 3,000 people inside it. If this room house you don't so, now 10 people for that this room, you can put 100 people inside this room. Imagine how that they go like. Imagine how that they go like. So when they think how we talk, and some man they take us serious. Some man go to a small corner there, they go say, them man, they don't give them money back. Them man, they go talk about we the pass and don't get nothing for it. What about tomorrow something will happen to you? They can't go on that. They're not going to take this thing serious. Way back then, later they tell me. They say one senior politician in this country. When they tell us, say, we need to prepare a correctional center, the prisons, that's they call a jail yard. The man and they are not even get toothpaste. They don't get brush for scrub, for wash them water money. They say, well, no, talk serious talk. We were there, we're not cater for the one over there, cater for the one over there. And 2 months later, now they arrest her, they crack on that place. So now people understand, say, oh, what's the they talk is serious. So we need for advocate, we all need for to come together and really advocate and ensure say government support that place there. Development partners and support that place there. Because the condition where some man they live inside is not good. Some man in health status they don't become appalling by the moment.
And there are serious questions about hygiene as well from what
exactly.
You understand.
Look at the waste where they flow sometimes at the Panama Road, the street. Look at the waste to the common inside at the flow there. How much more thing would happen inside that? If Panama Road Correctional Center in that kind of shape, what thing would happen at the other fireplace that them are fantastic? What thing would happen at Magbroka? What thing would happen at Bo? What thing would happen at Kabbalah? What thing would happen at Kono? What's the correctional center in there? So this is also serious. We all need to pay attention to this process. Not for just change that place in name from prisons to correctional centers. When you change it from prisons to correctional center, you need for good responsibilities. The woman they complain a lot when you go to that place. We don't get pad, we don't get pad in time. Then sanitary pad. We don't get this in time. We don't get only why are they so serious? When you don't put somebody under, provide them things and do for them. Somebody there as you did a remand post, you didn't remand. You understand? Continue for say that day. In as much as the one when a convict also get right to the thing, but not just pay more attention to the one they don't remand. We just there with trial. He did it. I don't know if he did that trial, they can't prove innocence. They come out to go. They don't suffer all and carry with it. So you see, so the law they make provision for all the one day. So that's why we are saying this law review. Law gets a progressive law. But how for goodness sake, a whole council would they meet in time. And this council gets so much powers. Pass the management, pass the director general. The council shall this, the council shall that, the council shall this. You understand? The director general will do this until you get council approval. And this council not they meet. If you know this institution, the board not they meet for 3 years. Yeah. Some certain things anyway go away the board in decision in whatever, in advice. If ever the management will take decision.
And speaking about petty crimes, somebody they just sent a message from Turkey, Kamara Islam Ishmael say in Turkey people are required to pay fines for petty crimes, especially traffic offenses and common domestic crimes, which can be solved by the police sometimes.
Yes.
That dispute resolution mechanisms.
Exactly. Some petty offenses then they pay on the spot. Somebody go say again, okay, we own now, say difficult now for let you transfer money from one place to another person, they exchange money, some man go misappropriate and they go siphon and go down the table, the carpet. But at least they will make some provisions, there's some alternatives for the where, for example, they say you don't do this one, go down there, they give ticket, you go pay. And it happens at some other places, you understand, someone at the West. For example, if you don't drive, the police they don't see you, you drive an unlicensed vehicle, then just they give you ticket. That ticket you carry out. The day when you're going to forgo renew your license, it show, it pop up. Say no. At some point in time, they may see this motor car, you drive and blah blah blah. So that you go pay the fine and all.
And it doesn't have to be a criminal offense.
No, but you have to for pay force. Sorry, they arrest you. This bike rider, the license, for example, now 1 million euros. I don't know the correct cost now for the riding license. Then you go, this man ride not get license. You go arrest him, you investigate him, you know for charge and go court, then go fine him 1 million, or you go jail for 1 month. This man don't even get the money for taking license. You don't even get it. So what do you expect? Nigeria demand they go. You see? So some of the things they are not trying for see, for example, hold my bike, pack him. Or you get a license card, I'll give you bike. Simple. That man, Jawa, that bike now, it only means of livelihood. They go trust money for go take that license for car clear. But you say go they say, brother, they go be I don't get that money. The man will get by take in hand. Say, okay, you give you a rider. Then that man left Nigeria language. It become a burden on government. It is congested places for a minor offense like that. You see, so this all and this are some of the issues in the area. So now we say even some of the matters them where they at the PI level, let them go to deal with now. Like for example, the Criminal Procedure Act. Let go straight to the High Court. Try at the beginning, serious criminal cases. You understand? They start at the High Court. Felonious cases. At they start. PI, misdemeanor, they just try no more on a magisterial level. It takes something 3 years. For just prove no more say yes. For example, this person A get case for go answer say you don't kill person. For example, murder. Just 3 years, that investigation they first start at the magisterial level. Where you can't say magistrate not there, you know where you go bury. In Papa sick, you go there. You not sick today. That kind of thing. 3 years, some of the man they on remand. Final now they can't commit the man case now for go High Court. Now they go start the trial proper. Remember? Still you know they on bail. It in detention. Then go end up for go to something they commit and on 1 year first. By the time they commit in case to High Court now, trial don't begin now. The man will go 5 years. Imagine you take the High Court go now, they find the man say this man innocent, not guilty. The man 5 years don't waste my time. Nobody's coming back to compensate him, to even say sorry to him sometimes, as the case may be. So you see, so all them are burden on the state, because when the correctional center don't become over congested, or you don't become congested, these are burden.
Yeah, all right. Let's hear from our public, 79994993, which then think about some of the reforms there. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, name was I call.
Hello, MJ. How are you?
I'm Johnny Gol.
I think the DOJ need to review some of them rules and regulations, and some of them laws here would govern, prisoners or crimes where they commit, we people then get for language, incarceration, quite a long time, when a minor offense system. I'm glad with waiting the CJ come up with, we then review cases, then we then come in at the prison, ask for files of people then at the remand. I think that for be very much frequent, enough for be on monthly basis or quarterly basis. It will be very frequent so that they can able to reduce the burden on the government. Because most of them things where they be, sometimes it is poorly resourced. You get talent and they sometimes the man committing crime, out of some reason where, you don't really deserve that excessive punishment. And you get a talent where you can serve society. Because I remember forestry term, the prisoners tell me they blaze with forestry, then they make good furniture for offices, domestic, then they even make then exhibition them. People they go buy them products them.
Right.
So let them see how they can review them here.
Yes, they still do that, a lot of it. So, but let's hear from more people. 079994993. 19 minutes after the hour 8. Let's hear your thoughts on the conversation we will get about the reforms that is needed at the correctional service. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Nina Alusani, I call from Bufil.
Alusani, welcome.
Yeah, what you mean see prison? We don't think that is I'm 64 years. Doing MPR system, when I'm in military government, don't let me take soldier man for go head prison. But now they go prison work now for prison. Soldier man work now for soldier man work. Then they will take somebody na prison, go ahead na the military. Where is wrong? Because that man, what they be that man where they will take. Let me say na superintendent. This other man, when a military man, you can bring him. They don't sit in privilege. Because if that man there don't do 3 years, wait for retire, that man don't sit all in privilege. You see? So I don't say a right.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, it's among a number of other reforms that we will discuss. But let's go. Let's hear from more on phone as well. 079994993. Good morning. Hello.
Yeah, Jawad.
Bompan.
Yeah, Jawad, you see the area of prison, we get lots for do this. Because the name force, as the name implies, correctional center. But they reflect to what the prison are there. Where them common are detaining the worst. And the center back
I think you are generalizing that. I mean, there have been good cases as well.
No, where you see, as the name implies, correctional center, where you go under, now follow you transform. But we know they see transformity out, so they can't see bad back. Because we any plan for go do back because he already get busy. They sleep there, they take your farm. Because the correctional center for not add value, so that when you go there, once you are out, you get your package. No need again, because you know say you don't want to go, but then kind of system then they again.
Well,
then even towards
that's just
data,
the nature of crime. Everywhere in the world, you get people who are
Yeah, I
repeated
know, but
offenders.
it's
So
about
you
the
can't
name
blame
implied.
that. Nah, I know, but you
Yeah,
can't blame
no,
that
but
on the correctional
you're right.
service.
Yeah, you're right. But as the name implies, understand the word. Then when you look again about the data, we all know about that massacre killing. By right, prison officer them. Then for giving updates about inmates them where officer say them may be victim.
All right.
But we never get down the up to now.
Thank
then
you.
when you look about motivation of the salary, who sign military for car head, it don't make sense.
All right, let's hear from more people. I mean, everywhere in the world you get repeated offenders, but you can't really blame that on the correctional service. But let's go. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Name also I call from.
Edmond John, I call from Gloucester.
Edmond, go on.
So, this program today, I think like one of the best programs so far that we've seen on the radio.
Okay.
Always see that man be the time for analyze about that the right thing. That they waste people their time at the court so much. In fact, the justice system at the judiciary in too poor. They really need to revisit plenty things that the constitution laws. That from your constitution.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's take a few more calls here. Let's hear our thoughts them as well. 0799949993. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Just be audible a bit for me.
Good morning, Jawad.
Yes, sir. Name was I call from?
Yes, Mr. Williams from Waterloo.
Mr. Williams, go on.
Yes, at the recommendation we the man talk now, they do the guys for do. One, where they see it in place, let them get hospital for themselves. Then let them move not this in a neighborhood. Then secondly, the image they do the language for the nothing. Let them try for backup this free salon at the agriculture. Because they don't talk in the government and back, let support them, let them make their own farm when they wait for the feed themselves. Because government needs a lot of resources and a place. Remember, the serious wouldn't use an place day for a day and big money. They wouldn't seek the government to take care of them. So they forget their own health center for themselves, their hospital. Don't they forget a bigger space because the place they congest now. So thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's just do two more calls. 79994993. Clearly, massive support for the reform so far. Good morning.
Morning, Asaidu from Central.
Welcome, sir.
They observe one trend in a saloon now, particularly in government. It's like every ministry department, they get your niche for all the running offices. I really Mr. Somebody talk about that the Prisons Act. They don't make too much mention about the officers. These are civil servants. They are covered by the civil service code. So that they all putting now the benefit, now the retirement benefit, now the leave benefit, now under civil service code they not did. So if you can say, therefore, incorporate them into the act, it's just like everybody, they're going with the talk now the last time, where they say Ministry of Land say, therefore give a certain percentage, 30% for that matter, from the money that they collect as revenue. So what are we saying? These are civil servants, just like how the police are there. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. One last call, and then we'll come to these issues now proper. 79994993. Let me go and take this last call. Good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Name was I call from?
Yeah, Mohamed Bangra from Blue Coach Road.
Mr. Bangra, welcome.
Yeah. The main contribution towards this program is that why government, like what in the last caller say agriculture. Now we get inmates where they are, where some not get nothing. Okay, we get like Tomabon, rice projects, we get other projects. Then go and build big facility there. They will take like 5,000-6,000 inmates. Where they will take from anybody that sentences above 5 years upward. Then send and go there. Then government will be market now 5,000 or 10,000 per day for them. Then you walk from extra morning at the farm, take out again 12, the rest 2 hours, 2 o'clock, You go and still training center, say 5, 6, 8 up. Then, well, sometimes by the end of the day, he go rehabilitate himself in that community. You see, with what he don't learn. So, that's my suggestion.
All right, thank you very much. And I start with that suggestion there because there are other prison systems in the world wherein if then say this is a job where you want to do, they are going to count the amount of hours them where if you put her in that job day, then they commute you sentence. Then they take and say it is sentence served based on that hard labor we don't put in. Are these plans we are going to look for maybe for suggest them to government?
Yes, well, not everything will come inside the law. The law later, government will review this act to get a new law. We now go count regulations. Now the management, the council now go sit down and say no. Let me make the regulations. Then I say X, Y, Z go happen on that way. You understand? That could be a very good way. Good that the correctional center, the service currently don't say yes. Then they in support of this feed salon decision. So all written in the Senate that let government support them for the mechanized farming. Not to that one way and that subsistence, that low scale farming, no. Because remember, this is a large scale farming now, they want for embark on. So now mechanized farming. Just like what the last caller say, now huge number of people they under. You understand, we're not convicted now. You take them one and they go for farm and at least feed themselves and even they personnel them. Where that go move that burden away from governments. But Jawad, if you look at the breast or the food where government they provide for the inmates and the personnel them, now plenty money down there. So if that money they transform now into a way, you understand, something else, where government will use for some other thing, where then go to feed themselves, I think that they go be very huge. Now we they move from, at least now they copy some of the best practice from some other places. Not to every practice will copy. Now we try to contextualize with you. We think will fit into your own scope. Now we try to say we're back on that. We think we're good for we. A lot of just take on one thing. Now plenty of people they say yes, let prison and the inmates and go make farm. Let them go make farm for feed themselves. Tomorrow they go begin for there is some other man they say no. Now they put in the right down there. Why they go feed? You understand what I try to say here? Some man go say no. That man there now. Why you go making sense? They go no. You see?
Because at some point there might also be human rights implications for force them for do hard labor.
Thank you very much. You see, so now also the thing that we get for come together as a nation and take that decision. So we the raising thing here now so that we need the public in your support. Good that you don't call plenty of people they don't support this business what they do so. So now you will sabi any of the officers or the you shall get MP at least tell them say when this bill reach the parliament, let them pass this bill. So that when you get a progressive law, then you don't prepare for get a progressive nation. Now progressive law now they push a nation for be progressive. When you get bad law, that nation they go be altogether they're bad all the time. And I continue to remind we all say that place law will not frown at the one that way they under. So man they under yes, not because of in conduct or in action or inaction. So man they also not lie the life and I continue for the talk that they repeatedly not so. This is a lot of nothing can say no that place they know the way they don't not care about them. Let me just wait in. They say I'm not amend them. Then get right to almost all the things they will get right to. Like they don't know the things that they really don't get right too much. Now the movement, the liberty to move. Where they don't restrict that day. 5, 4:30, 4 o'clock, they don't put them in the confinement. You know they come out until very strong reason they why you come out if you did it. You understand? So that way they continue for say. And then the thing where they talk about this this female people, the woman them, the correctional service, honestly they're very few in management positions. They're very few there. So we really need to encourage that day. Let the woman they come on board. Let them get so many women now, you know, 30% in on day. You understand? So let's encourage women them, or even management, or the body, or the council, for make sure so they bring women them to management decision. We say they go there, they like them for take decision. Let not just be rested in the just hands of human. You understand? So that's what they say. And to also the Pekin, you talk about that earlier in this conversation, that the woman that the image said they are not a woman them. Then they get belly day. They need to know how they deal with the Pekin, how they treat them. Many Pekin not become, convict them as a result of
victims of the system.
Yes, where they find themselves in that kind of situation. Many say how they go some remedies and go there, get them to foster parents.
Because social care is very important, but the correctional service always would tell you, see, they are always constrained with budgets.
Exactly.
And so government no go maybe allocate, they don't get enough money for allocate time to social care of them picking and because then we can get for eat, then get for clothe them, etc.
So then I make we still talk about for review law. Let's review laws into your context. We still get a Criminal Procedure Act way back in 1965. We get acts in this country laws in 1861. Britain, we become made their law there for we. They don't review their laws they pass 500 times. We still get the same old laws in 1861. Offenses Against the Person Act, 1861, we still get Andy. 1965 Criminal Procedure Act, we still get Andy. Jawad, come on. We need to move beyond that. You understand? Because, for example, now in the CPA, what are some of the things that would suggest going forward for the new law, for the new now we'll go say, for example, if somebody don't commit an offense, where this jail time, it not go past 2 years or 1 year, for example. This person here, again 9 months better. They go born first. Where you don't born, they then picking, they go serve a sentence.
Suspended sentence.
Exactly. You see, but they don't go jail directly without any. It get a lot of implications and complications they will call. We talk about the medication that plays a part. You see, what about man? You know, so all the issues they had in day. Let we look at our own context and bring them one. I don't think go fit with. We now a sovereign state. We not there under colonialism anymore. We colonial masters already become Indian laws and therefore we they don't reform, they don't review them the laws in day. But we still they carry their laws in day. And their laws and they forget it. So you're not gonna make it progressive at all. You see, you're not gonna make with the move as a nation.
And so there is this temptation that one can do fantastic job with the Correctional Service Act, but the judiciary itself, if not just with the CPA, with a lot of maybe even the sentencing guidelines, if they don't review them as well, all of this might be futile.
You know, now the judiciary in primary responsibility now for interpret the law, therefore apply the law, and punish lawbreakers. Waiting at the law, now the judiciary they do. You understand? Or that they're supposed to do. So if the CPA, they say, for example, this matter you for start up at BI level, we can't go for some magistrate court. Now there they go. So but if we don't get a new law now, I go say, no, we can't let go direct to high court. Like anti-corruption cases, you're not going to magistrate court. Direct to high court, and there they go. Anti-corruption don't get a young special court now. So we see for how the case in the fast tracker. You see? So that kind of things there. The judiciary said don't go through a lot of reforms, though. Don't forget that they don't do a lot of moves. Then they move. But the problem is still many because we get the laws here, they call bad laws. If we not change the laws here, it will be difficult for us to move. Because now the law, now the people, they apply. If they apply the law, you understand? When you apply the law, when you get bad law, now that law no more they apply. You see? So you got to move on the laws and day. So if we get alternative sentences, just like our cities now, we just not to be, with criminal justice, they not only rest on fines and sentencing, I think we'll move on. Some things that they like suspended sentencing, you don't like how with some, you go do some funny job, then social with things that you just do and go away with them. But everything on my pass, you go jail or you pay money, they fine you go jail or you pay money or both. It's too huge. It's really too huge. So now that would they try to push for.
Somebody will ask a question about why you feel to say this law even for focus on the officers, given that they are already covered as civil servants.
No, that's true. I know you get that mind in question very clear, you understand, but I want them to answer them. Waiting with the same Diana that the correctional officers, they say get right, just like me and you too. You get to make the workspace ideal for them. The work environment get to be very ideal. If they provide this man uniform, so they get a uniform after every 4 years. The ideal thing that they do to this man, you get a boot after every 6 years. Then the ideal, you allow the man to go so in uniform. Look at the uniform that the people don't get. Not so even uniform now. They all man get your style, all man get your design. Because in most cases, now the man they go back for himself.
The shade of brown.
Yeah, so not a uniform now at all. You see, so now that more I make the state get the responsibility. They call that state institution. They call it Sierra Leone police. They're not calling it party police. It's a state institution. So now the state get the responsibility for upkeep the institution in there. You got to provide the ideal environment for them people here. How for goodness sake, correctional center, then they go, look, the most they take for go a court. Look at them, they can't shape what they can in. Then they inside the inmates and they. You understand? All them waste, whatever, and then they inhale all together. You see, so you want tell me say that man they don't can't present not right, then get. Lord treat out fairness. If don't need tomorrow, you go, you not see no panel man and there, you go feel bad. You don't even move from this town. You don't even get my focus at all. One day I go McKinney, Cambia, I go training for some security sector personnel. I asked the paramount chief. I said, Pa, if don't need tomorrow, you wait. Could I not talk so much bad about the police? The police bad, the police they do this, the police they do that. What about if you wait tomorrow now? You go na Balamuya checkpoint, not see policeman. Cambia police station, not see policeman. You go na the barracks, not see policeman. You say me picking. That very net and slip and storm. So that they tell you, say, they're very important. The job that they do, not for downplay them. We need for support them for that job. If they're not up to it, not so bad that they do at all. So that we support them for that job. For goodness sake, just take out the shade of what's the uniform they get. All man get young style and design. Because in most of the situations, now then they provide that for themselves. Somebody that the force, you know, for appear decent, you don't go wait for state government gear uniform pass after many years. That is small salary they get, you go take and go buy uniform. Where you go now in your color, where you choose for where you want for buy, now they buy. In your design one, and they go get. You see, so this institution, a state institution, the state get the responsibility for keep them. So they let them. That's what they for go. That's what the law say. So now we could talk this. We know say yes, then get a civil service code of conduct. That's good. But most times people they know they only look at, Salon most of the time people they can always compare we to other countries them where they in favor. For example, someone go say, hey, well don't go up now Salon fear don't go say, yeah, but even Ghana say fear don't go up. But when the good things that happen in Ghana, everyone can say, but forget that Ghana that day. Now the first get independent, so we now that kind of comparison in the beginning for make. Let me also look at the context in which people then they work as well. You're not speaking as some public officers, you understand? Then the public, the code of conduct day or the salary structure day within the office, but let also support them for the things the office say go make them work well. Let we make the workspace ideal. Let we make them very lucrative. Let we make them attractive. How somebody go to work, for example, now few women and they under now management position at the correctional center. How then they go even motivate women for even gender force? How then they go motivate the one the way they did? So woman go say, boy, you are lucky there. If you get luck, something like just superintendent money they stop. Then they retire you. Not to superintendent down money for be. Okay. So let me encourage them for me at least they put in a place in there. We talk about 30% now. You understand? You see, so we really need to support this initiative so that we'll move on.
All right. Thank you very much for being here with us this morning, Jeremy Bensimbo from CAL, Center for Accountability and the Rule of Law. And thanks a lot for the work you guys are doing out there. But stay with me. When we come next, we'll have a lot more to talk about. Fire in Akruba yesterday once again. So what do we do for really deal with that perennial problem of fire outbreak in that particular community there? We have this and a lot more coming your way in the second half of the show.
Hey yo, on a cabo, CJ the mark, baby. No get forgive me, I beg, no let it up be show. No get forgive me, do ya no like for me? If you no get forgive me, do ya no talk about me? No when me, no go and say, waiting I no say, I don't know waiting I go do again. I don't know what to never say again. Anything that I want to do, that's a hide again. Me no go hide again. You just a passing drop up on me way. With better you to go and talk say, and you want make people feel say, I don't do you that. It's like jealousy. You they jealous me. Yeah. You don't get forgive me, do you know like for me? No like for me. If you don't get forgive me, do you not talk about me? No when we wait, no when we wait, no go and say, hey, waiting I no say, ooh, ooh, waiting I no say, waiting I no say, ooh, ooh, waiting I no say, this dunya. We are a stranger, but we get for take 10, really kind more time on them, we really do it. Hey, me, someone go right.
Hello, good morning and welcome to Sports Updates this Wednesday morning with me, Mohamed Topikagbo, and inside Sports Updates this morning. Real Madrid top scorers so far this season, as you see, the Galacticos don't do very well in the start of the La Liga season and then get so many players on 5 goals. But surprisingly, Jude Bellingham topped the chart with 13 goals inside in debut season for Real Madrid. And Inter Miami don't welcome Lionel Messi back in training after the player been collecting 8 Ballon d'Or award inside Paris. Despite there were a lot of takes from different football pundits on Lionel Messi in 8 Ballon d'Or. And a very good news again for the Arab world, as Saudi Arabia will be the host nation for host the 2034 FIFA World Cup, according to FIFA President Gianni Infantino. And as well, inside the African Super Cup, the second leg between Mamelodi Sundowns from South Africa will play El Ali today inside the Cairo International Stadium for the sport inside the final. This is not the first edition for the African Super Cup, but not only teams them with a huge finance, they don't select for play the first edition. And a very good start for the former Tottenham Hotspur's striker, winner Harry Kane, as he don't get 21 goals contribution so far for a new club winner Bayern Munich, as he don't play 13 games and don't manage to score 14 goals and 7 assists. We're taking tally to 21 goals involvement this season for Bayern Munich. And also inside the women's Paris qualifiers for the Olympic game, the Super Falcons from Nigeria don't go to the next round, as they go play the winner between Uganda and Cameroon for a spot for the women's game inside Paris for the Olympic 2024. And for N Sports update this morning, yesterday the Scotland Football Association they organized a safety and security course for Premier League officials. As we understand, the league will start this coming Friday. So the Scotland Football Association, through the safety and security department, that the FA, headed by Mr. Bowen Freeman, Alhaji Bowen Freeman, yesterday don't conduct a training course in order for teach the safety and security officers ahead of the kickstart of the new season. Now, all these the Inside Sports update this morning, and today we will continue again for look at build up to the Premier League, as we get a lot more for look at another big finance we don't come in for the Premier League. But until then, Mina Mohammed Tobi Kagbo to say goodbye.
Good morning and welcome to Epic Entertainment Buzz with me, Teresa Thomas. Inside today Epic Entertainment Buzz, we don't see Wizkid don't enter the Billboard World Albums again. As this don't make him don't be the first African album for reach the chart inside 2021, 2022, 2023, and also it don't be the longest charting African album with 132 weeks on the charts. And we don't see Usai Shali Poppy don't be crowned as the industry prefect. DJ Copy don't show out in crayon style. Usai Iwe in crayon attire don't design himself with different colors and don't look all flashy. Wizkid not ever found a place na the bad book of Sam Clef, as he say, after way he don't get a fallout with Davido. As he say, Wizkid don't always don't remain for be steadfast, even when Banky W tell him say if for removing him na his presence in Parakumu. We don't see again Usai people in the seek for justice for Mohbad. But Naira Marley and Sam Larry don't sue the police and also don't demand for 40 million naira, as they don't dey in a police custody since the 4th of October, and then say yet still they not grant them any bail. So they don't decide for sue the police for 40 million naira. And don't forget, say Epic Radio, they come up with the biggest Epic Carnival ever. Usai Ulti Mix, Ultinge for Didi. all sober enjoyment, gladdy, all thing for the inside. And that could be December 16, now Monjasa Park, and no say tickets and don't be available, and for just 50,000 euros. Imagine you buy a ticket 50,000 euros, you can get boku enjoyment. You can dance, you can rack pala, you can meet old friends and make new ones. And also we get forget again the biggest birth month celebration, where na birth rights for you were born October, November, December. You dey come na beach cafe for just 100,000 leones. You dey come enjoy, can pop champagne, can cut cake, meet with celebrities and different other people them. And all this go be December 23 in a beach cafe. And don't forget, say at 4 p.m. Epic Drive they come to you. Also, you go get more updates on more entertainment news. So till we meet at 4 p.m. May don't be Teresa Thomas.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's about to go down. We get out figure on the radio.
Don't mind if I so, don't mind. 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 Girl, I need you, now and always. Let me a big up, where you pick it. Oh, Aisha, where you pick it.
So creamy, so good.
In a world where only the sharpest minds survive, Cowbell Dairy Products is delighted to present the Cowbell Capucines Challenge, a remarkable inter-secondary school quiz competition that brings Freetown secondary schools together to compete for the ultimate prize. The theme for this competition is nurturing the spirit of patriotism through civic education. This isn't your average quiz. It's an extraordinary showdown of intellects and wits. Who will claim the coveted grand prize and of course those all-important bragging rights? Get ready for a whirlwind of challenging questions, exhilarating rounds, and moments that will leave you in awe. As if that's not enough, we have fantastic prizes like trophy, cash, and Cowbell products up for grabs. It's not just a competition, it's a celebration of knowledge and talents. Mark your calendars for November 16 and 17, 2023 at the FPC Multipurpose Hall beginning at 9 a.m. sharp daily. Come cheer for your school, support your friends, and be part of the excitement. Cowbell Capucines Challenge, engaging hearts, equipping minds. Proudly sponsored by Cowbell. Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
Yana Orange, we busy but we customers freedom. Now we glad for bring to you we new and sober offer. You inside this we one in town offer, you get the rights for pick the voice or data bundle where fits you lifestyle. Yes, now so it be. We dey make communication winner for you wangling. It no matter if you not posting we like long talk or posting we like for browse boku. You there for you. But up all this, you get to run number SMS where you know they pay for. We don't add the match jeeper this gladdy. You mean say better thing day for all man. Ladida they are for you. Dial *889# for begin.
I hope that our visitors would listen to this song carefully, because it's true. They're trying their best.
All right, welcome back. This is the Epic Morning Show. That comes to you live here on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. And this morning, we're going to discuss something very, very crucial around the prison system, the correctional service, some of the reforms that are needed for really make sure it works efficiently. Of course, a lot of that is also hinge on how the justice system they run. But let's just go straight to the papers, because when we come next, we're going to talk about the fire incident at Krube. But this is not like a perennial problem now. Every year, I mean, you must get this every year. So we'll go dig through that. But good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Jawad, and good morning, listeners.
Good morning, Edward.
Good morning, Jawad, and good morning, listeners.
All right, let's go.
Here on Global Times, Foreign Minister reiterates strong bilateral and diplomatic ties with Morocco, and government signed shareholders agreement with Arise. And Deputy Finance Minister receives heroes welcome in Pujon. These are the headlines on Global Times.
And on the front page of Awareness Times, aspirators flow in for surpassing justice delivery in neighboring Liberia, Guinea and others. Chief Justice reform proved to be fantastic. APRM to hand over targeted review report on unconstitutional change of government in Sierra Leone.
And here on our co-newspaper, EcoBank's Saver snatches spectacular star prize. 50-50 empowers female MPs and councillors, and our co-seer, 2 others win MRCG's first National Inclusive Anti-Conflict Journalism Awards.
And on the front page of the Open Space, Dr. Ibrahim ousted in his new bank governor, and as Chief Justice receives international accolades. World Justice Index, Sierra Leone above Egypt, Nigeria and other. And Julius Matier, according to the Open Space, is the gem on President Bio's administration. And asset scheme rewarding and beneficial to all.
And here on the exclusive newspaper, Samura Kamara breaks silence and massive welcome for Jagaban in Blama. New bank governor named. These are the headlines on the exclusive.
And on the front page of Politico, arise to take Saloon government to court. And also Saloon's economic reform recognized according to the World Bank report. And 2021 report, Sierra Leone records 91,000 abortion. And Tonkolili record highest child mortality from 2021 to 2022 report.
And here on A to Z newspaper, LEONE Rock Metal Group commends Mines Ministry. And at high-level UN Zero Waste meeting, First Lady advocates for future generation. And government now pays monthly salaries to councillors and paramount chief. That's according to the Minister for Local Government.
And on the front page of the Concord Times newspaper, it reads, World Bank recommends tough policies to stabilize Sierra Leone's economy. And also, Interswitch announces first Sierra Leonean fintech forum, and you find other related news on the front page of the Concord Times newspaper.
All right, so that's all we have on the papers this morning. But away from the papers a bit, let's just talk to Mohammed Elba from the National Disaster Management Agency, because every time there's a crisis, everybody looks to them as first responders for see how much support and they mobilize for those communities. But this is an issue that we have to deal with. We also hope for talk to the National Fire Force as to what was the cause of the fire yesterday, how widespread is it, and how many people might have been affected by all of that as well. AHA goes to there, they would all lost properties there. And but good morning, Alba.
Yeah, good morning.
So, owner as the disaster management agency, as of this morning, what you know about that fire incident there?
Thank you very much. Good morning to you and you listeners. Yesterday, we actually received a call at around 7:30, informing us about the fire outbreak in Kube. That outbreak, they done left about 65 households and 325 the total population without shelter at the moment. And we findings where we reached at the scene study, the cause of the fire as a result of electrical malfunction. We don't determine the cause, and actually the fire actually broke out. We will continue with assessment for know exactly whether as a result of electrical theft or the use of substandard materials or what's in way, but for a fact we don't determine that now as a result of electrical malfunction we make the fire actually catch. This morning we don't try for make sure say we able for pre-position. We staff them na Kube for see how we go for immediately provide some relief support to the victims.
Okay.
And also ensure that we're able to conduct thorough assessment for determining the actual beneficiaries. The data will be collected today now as a result of the interviews they will do, because we know reside in Akube, from the chief and the people that will be nearby and some of the households heads them. So we will continue to do the assessment this morning for thoroughly determine the actual beneficiaries. So we will actually benefit from whatever relief support we will provide to them and from other institutions.
And I'll say
So
quickly,
far,
yeah, go on.
so far, we not able to record any deaths.
Okay.
So far, as at yesterday night, but the only thing I will confirm to is that we also note from the community that 2 people are missing.
Okay.
But we're not able to confirm whether the casualties from the fire incident or they not be there around. As at the time we will conduct the assessment. So, but we're not able to confirm any death yet. But we get 2 minors that were missing at the moment. But we go able to confirm that today because the crowd they be able to put them out yesterday. Unfortunately, fire force not able to enter because the Kube in our community we're not accessible. We don't get any road leading into the community. So we want to say big thank you to the youth man them and we community volunteers them. There with Islam communities, especially Kube, we been very brave last night. They actually turn up in numbers. Help with buckets of water, sand, and some other tools they wouldn't use. Within them power for put out the fire.
And also they into disaster prevention. How much of prevention work una don't do in a place like Krubi? Because these fire incidents almost every year you must have a case of fire in a Krubi.
I agree with you. I agree with you entirely. Not only Krubi, but most of the slum communities in our western area. Since the inception of the institution, we don't put disaster risk reduction at the heart of our operations. You can agree with me. Even yesterday on a radio station Epic, we don't do several jingles. So we don't air. We don't do community engagement and community area. Early last year, we actually do massive, community sensitization, especially on fire prevention. We don't tour the entire country and also identify areas and we like them communities that we can at the seafront. We largely at them band out because of fishing their livelihood, something that for survive. We don't go train them and talk to them how they go for prevent fire from occurring, and all of that. So we have done quite a lot on fire prevention campaigns across the city, and we will continue to do that. But I'll tell you for a fact, if no matter the sensitization we do, no matter the engagement we do, if the public, the people and we directly deal in them illegal activities and they no actually help we for comply with them messages and working dole out and the engagement that we can get with them, I will tell you it will be difficult for we for succeed or prevent fire from happening. So what we don't do over time now for make sure we go into the communities and identify we own volunteers. And then volunteers they are mainly who can train them and then always they for remind people them and if they see people they do certain things they wouldn't know say will lead to an incident will go affect the entire community, they can always call with attention and we can put a stop to that. So that has been an effective approach so far from our side. And that made in the last 2 years, of course, we all know say previously we can then period like June, July, August, we can record beaucoup fire and flood incident. But since the last 2 years, and based on the fact that we have been intervening, with there we approaches we don't reduce, drastically the occurrence of them. Floods and especially the heavy floods we can impact major population and destroy properties and of course also the occurrence of fire incidents. They reduce drastically. That doesn't mean that we for relax. We always continuously engage the public and devise strategies and all the employer and communities therefore greatly minimize the vulnerabilities and the hazards that we're exposed to.
All right. Thank you very much for talking to us this morning.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
All right. Before we talk to Fire Force James, the issue of fire in Akrube and slum communities, it's a recurring theme every year. At some point, we need for able fan way for tapam, and a lot of it really from which we don't understand are electrical faults.
Exactly. I agree with you completely when it comes to finding a permanent solution to the problem of fire, especially within slum communities, and considering how the houses them at that part they build, the fact then so close. It means when once you get a fire incident, it's a massive outbreak. One for say it's really about time that the disaster management agency try for put together a strategy where go help for minimize or prevent fire incidences in a slum community. However, disaster management could tell you say chief amongst them strategies now for ensure say they relocate the people them. But before the relocation plan actually they happen, that's something we don't take forever. Maybe it is important for put together some strategy where go minimize fire incidences. And it's not just about slum communities. Fire incidents where relates to electrical faults now a common phenomenon in Salone now. So I feel important that disaster management agency not just work independently on their own, but try for work with the electricity distribution agency and other organizations and partners them where they work related to disaster management in the country for see how best they go come up with a strategy where go work, because it's an interconnected thing. You need EDSA for ensure say then service their machines and connections them.
Yeah.
And do proper thing in terms of electricity distribution.
And one of the things as well is there is an element as well where I've heard EDSA people make an argument that a lot of the time wiring is done with substandard material, but also because we not get a universal standard where EDSA, for example, don't agree to say now in for the import into this country for electrical installation. So everybody just they buy cheap cables them, and sometimes can be the cause of the fire. We are not saying that is the cause of this fire now, but for some other fires that we don't start in the past.
Well, down the years now, I actually believe, say, like waiting fortune say, EDSA gets a role also for play. But we know, see now, down like Kugbe for itself, now place where it's like NIB didn't conjoin line them. Because like, say, person get 1 meter, close to 15 to 20% must try for get access to light. And anyhow it be, most of the side in Java, those how they get light issue, we think you say quickly, also don't begin born, especially then Susan's Bay, like last year we get the same fire incident as Susan's Bay. Now just as a result of this interconnection, one person gets this meter, close to 5, 10, 15 people all get access to light. And NIB, and even if we forget a standard on the cables that we for use, people then will still go out of the particular benchmark where EDSA go on set. We all know say Salone get a particular watt, and it stands to be, is it 250 watt or 14? There's a particular watt where whenever step down who can use, and they show you the particular voltage where you for take. And then I be able to tell you, say, like, okay, this amount of consumption of light we use, you need to be very careful. But to man, the wiring, a naked wiring, it tells you Jawad. Like, me actually don't live down a Kube end. I understand what it look like. Wait, the wiring in them, you will be surprised, say, one apartment, until like you see this adjoining. Because adjoining mostly they know the Kube part. So like we get this single apartment. Now adjoining. So one apartment, you get close to 5 people and we did it. So like NIB, whether we get a particular standard of cable level for use, people then go still get this wiring. So the issue of the wiring, the interconnection, not the problem.
Well, what's your take about, because we have standards bureau, we of course then for certify a lot of the things based on a certain global standard. So whether now the thing then they would eat, the thing they would use. So when it comes to electrical appliances as well, you feel say there should be a universal standard. And that universal standard, once we agree to them, now in normal we go import into the country for really help. But quickly, I'm going to come to you. Let me just talk to Bintu from Fire Force. Good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. So I'd imagine say una been there up all night for attend to that Crew Bay fire, but because the place no get road, una always is trained for attend to then kind fire than they. So what do I get for do really regarding safety and fire prevention in communities like Crew Bay?
A very disappointing operation for we because we received the call around 8 to 9. We headquarter fire station left, but immediately we also alert we abandoned fire station for come for backup because no then kind fire and they will not say cool bed inside and then fire not in replay place. But unfortunately we reached at the place we were able to access the burning buildings because no access would not be there. It'd be very, very unfortunate. Now for answer your question on what thing will they do, now that make that kind areas and then now we priority areas and for do fire prevention, sensitization activities then. Because we know say where fire happen, it's very difficult for more access than the buildings them. So we can try for teach them beforehand, waiting them for do for mitigate, if not totally eradicate then kind fire thing and the way can happen. So it be very unfortunate, and we still appeal to people make the land for the live side and we accessible. Or even if you're not accessible, I say more and live there, but when I try to make it accessible because of the kind emergencies there. Because it can be very, very frustrating, not only for the victims, but also for all the stations them and God enable access to things. So now that's the situation yesterday.
An early report from NDMA, they suggest saying an electrical malfunction will most likely don't cause the fire. And I know say electrical fire is something we also don't educate people about. But how do you deal with it? Is this something we want to talk with maybe with EDSA or Ministry of Energy really for deal with the maybe substandard materials the way they come in?
Well, like you say, electrical fires then constitute 70 to 80% of the fire incident the way we can normally get around the town. So like you say, NDMA don't suggest that. Well, we they do investigation. We don't start on yesterday and we will end on today.
Okay.
We not go say as of now because of fire because we want for this in-depth investigation. But electrical fire are the majority causes of fire around the country. That's not a fact. And for what they do, they try for collaborate in the nearest future with institutions like EDSA. Because normally, not only like for saying that EDSA, they cause them fire there. Now, because of the kind of way people electrify the houses, then, some man just believe for buy them quack material, especially them kind of areas then they buy substandard materials, call quack electricians or do the right wrong wood story. Then this lack of maintenance, culture, and all that thing and this. If you go on the inside and then you see how some man electrifying us, you go afraid. Because as you see them, so you go not say this is a recipe for fire. Disaster will happen at any time. So we will continue with education and we will try for work in synergy with institutions that we're concerned. For here we'll combat that kind of incidents there. And mind you, this is the period and at the time then this way far the Boku more than any other time that year. Because now you get more wind where they blow, we experience the Hamatan city. And because of that, we likely forget more fire incidents than before. So people will be very careful on how they deal with the electrical appliances, them, and other things them like them coal pot, stove, other things that way they cause fire. Therefore, be very mindful because any small fire now will start. It's very easy for me to escalate because the wind they blow very heavy.
Okay, thank you very much for talking to us this morning.
Thank you, Jim.
All right.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much, like always. All right. Bintu Kamara, we just made a talk to we from the National Fire Force. So, it's just the one we say we get for most likely see more fire incidents because we experience Hamatan now, and people should really be careful.
Yeah, well, I think it goes both ways, yeah. On the one hand, people in different communities where you get used, it's important that you take extra caution. If you know they didn't switch off all of your appliances, them and ensure say everything they in proper order. And at the same time, I think Edward they talk about the nature of the kind materials them where people they use for do light connection and all. It comes back to EDSA. Normally we know say EDSA can do this thing routine check, but mostly then I think the routine check focus more or less on whether this person they thief light or they thief light.
And not quality assurance.
Exactly. Maybe at some point you would have to look at how light come off from this pole to this other pole. Which kind of cable we then use? And no say again, that comes with an extra layer of burden on it. Already there is the constraint that there are not enough personnel and all. But then at the end of the day, let us look at the holistic approach. Yeah? EDSA cannot do it alone. Let them partner with institutions such as disaster management and others. I think it is not just about coming in when the disaster don't happen. Maybe it's about time as a country we're much more focused now on disaster prevention rather than waiting to manage the disaster. There are several instances. You go now several communities, Jawad. It's like these are disasters waiting to happen.
Yeah.
You go there, you see them, you know. Once in a while, journalists them go there, you film them, you watch on a TV, you know. Yeah. You know these instances. Yeah. You go now disaster management, they will show you a map where they don't do of disaster-prone areas. They will tell you the amount of risk within this community and that community. What are we doing towards it?
Attitudes don't change as
exactly.
well. But also, we also have to understand in all of this, a lot of people are forced by circumstance, by the circumstance, and they make them decide for they don't crew bay, by the circumstance, and they make them decide for why are they owe some kind way because they can't afford to buy the best quality materials. So does that excuse suffice sometimes?
Well, it doesn't suffice for me because any it happens to be. Your life of itself is very paramount. You know, it's all about mindset. Now, like what James Allen says, a man's thinking. So you see, so your location not determine your allocation. Because it doesn't mean simply means you living at Kube actually means if you could just go get a naked wiring. And some people are even to the extent that Pambodi is the back.
Well, for now we don't know about that, but we are just referencing other incidents.
Yeah, we're referencing like waiting be happy like a couple of years back na Dongla Susan's Bay. You need to look like Jawar where you live now, also in a Pambodi, do you get naked wiring or you get EDSA cable away. Now so this year so live one when you did long way. You know so like these are disaster prone areas like waiting unfortunately. So it boils down like which is not attitude basically. It's all about people being carefree. Because some man don't see and say, I live the inside there. We know it's a developing country, but you look at some substandard places like this Susan's Bay and Dong Bay part. People enjoy to get this mindset, say, we are outskirt people. I mean, what they don't know, we live anyone in the Hill Station at two different views. So it doesn't matter the location. It's about your allocation. It's about planning. So there are some certain set of people, you live in this particular and does not determine that you're just going to be carefree. So my way wake in the morning, where CC go? You know, they like waiting Madam B to be they say, morning skin process. EDSA gets a role for play also. So me, if I try for make an addendum to 1814, say, EDSA and the NDMA also need for actually cooperate with some of these CSOs within a community-based organizations. Them. Reach out to them. Outreach is needed. Some people are actually, these are novice, or perhaps some are just ignorant about the fact, say, this can happen to you. Some people actually know that this cable where they connect, anything can happen at any time. Most of the time, like we bad light take up, it can pull appliances them. So man, if they change them, he will go, hey, begin say, EDSA, they're responsible for this, but he actually knows, say, the bad lights can be some faulty connections where they can get. So down the line for me, obviously, yeah, that's a good thing.
All right, but let's hear from our public, and we do have a lot more stories on the papers this morning. Unfortunately, we can't touch them, but quickly, James, one of them is before I go to callers, and one of them is Arise could take Sierra Leone government to court. From what we understand, political is reporting this morning that government could be served a letter anytime from now, maybe today, maybe tomorrow. We could Arise lawyers then say, oh, there are several places who say government then self-breach the contract and they are right to keep it. So a legal battle is coming.
Yes, I mean, it was always on the way considering the nature at which everything, the contract and its termination and all, there were the questions, of course, on that. As to whether governments they in breach in entirety or some way or some other, when the matter gonna court, I think we would get to know. Again, I think it serves two purposes, yeah? It serves one, that people within our government were responsible for review contracts on behalf of government for ensure say they do a thorough job. Now this is a test case for it.
Because government cannot afford to be embarrassed on the international stage.
Exactly. So assuming say those ones at the AG's office really do a thorough job and ensure say there is no breach, then this would be a mighty exoneration. Mind you, there was already this public outcry with regards to the press conference in which people were not just buying the stories where the Minister of Mines and that of the Attorney General Bidegi, they not buy the explanation with Dengi. But if Arise go court and at the end of the day, the court will say, yes, indeed, there was no breach on the part of government of Sierra Leone, then that sends a clear message. It means, one, the people in our government were responsible for review contracts on behalf of the government. They are doing a thorough job. And yeah, it justifies the explanation in the press conference they had.
And the good thing is the AG say they are ready for anything. The Attorney General don't talk and say they are ready for anything. And if Arise decide for go court, of course they will be putting their own. legal arguments and forward as well for defend themselves as a government. So let's see how that turns out in the coming days. But let me hear from you guys, 79994993. We don't talk extensively about so many things here this morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning again, Jawad.
Johnny, welcome.
Yeah. Well, I is waste time, and going for nothing money. But now contractual agreement comparison. If government still say then go get a higher percentage from one company, now in the interest of the people there. And then give them time for make them go rethink, the contractual agreement. It was a loose agreement. There was nothing binding. So if we're not able to do our homework, then it comes to a point where, Keyhole, they don't do so much, community service system, they don't expect, they don't pay surface, that, they cannot have done so much and then get the capacity, they get experience for running the trade. What we try for talk is that make them try, government try for improve on the railroads that the country.
Okay.
If
all
they
right.
can able for improve on the railroads, they can bring in the train back.
Thank you.
But arise, they are wasting their time. Lawyers are just making their money.
All right, let me hear from more people here. 079994993 from Musili Clock. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Jawad.
Yes, sir. You're welcome. Name outside the call from.
This is highly connected at Solution Center. This is Apresoloku.
Mr. Soluku,
my brother, I tell you, thank you for our programs. Then this morning, really, like the man way when they talk in terms of these prison issues. I'm really one teller because really, but cool people that come with the idea say prisoners therefore go on farming. You see, so later on, human rights issue they in when how then people in the way they care and go under the human rights must be respected. And at the same time, wait and one teller now, which kind of security where they will put for a prisoner where they go on farming? Because what you do, immediately they left and run away, they run away. That's number one. You understand? Number two, let we come to this issue really where we try to make assumption of this fire. Like what happened at Kube, we really want to know waiting at the source. That fire, this coal pot being they cause fire. You understand? Some people then sometimes when they don't cook, that ordinary charcoal they just they throw away. So
hello.
It will resort back to another fire. So now we don't know really what they cause their fire before they really they liberate on us. So now my own contribution from Solution Center Apresoloku. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A very interesting case, important case that we've been following. So drug kingpin Bigitel, we been residing in Mambari. Of course, he was arrested and yesterday was arraigned to court and then deny and bail and in associates them. So then case they go now on a high court. So that's progress on that case. He was one of those who have been arrested across the country as a result of their involvement with Kush and so many other drugs them within the cell. Good morning.
Good morning, Jawad.
Yes, Namsak from Central.
Thank you, my brother. I want to tell the panelists from Cal, thank you. We remember them, we brother and sister in these prisons. The guy talk more. So man, now unfortunate situation I can't go there. So man, they like Panam, so man, bad luck, so man, indeed. So if this issue of them family come up, now a lot of venture. Because I remember the stand will be they come up, the 70s, the military, let me get farm, then the engineering side, most of the roads and the military be they do there. Who now they go to them CSC, this that, Pabi Fort. Let the government to come back, they keep the military. Even the prisons, the police, they are with them and day for the development of the country. And then institutions itself, then a lot of venture for the farming. The issue of this allies, fortunately they are listening money coffee when I get them comprehensively. Because I'm glad you can where this come up to you, because the issue will be done to bring up. When I listen, when you comparative analysis of the two companies, allies. They say in Amosia they go create 5,000 jobs. Why Kingo then don't get about 5,000 or more jobs now? Where you look the sophisticated and other social amenities already do. Believe me, no comparison. And guys them behave one way where they look like say the formula them put up. Right. Look when the issue be come up for the judgment go data cabinet. They rush go now the industrial zone. Go give me make that way they say
thank you.
Massive construction is gone. I will see nothing offensive.
All right.
Take place.
Thank you very much. I mean, this is an issue we will continue, of course. Everybody on A lot of positions have been taken on that particular issue. Then a battle with the pan go on in front of us all here. Good morning.
Hello, Mr. Jamal.
Yes, sir. Name also I call we from.
Edward Godwich.
Edward, yes, just be audible for we small.
Edward Godwich.
Oh, Edward, you're welcome, sir.
Please, this arise business. Me, I'm not saying unfortunately genuine something we do because this sector trend is sector too. As well, Africa, minerals and national from parent buyer, take on to what you call a really strange language. If indeed they want for see, they want invest in this strange business, not to run money for puta. Now the minerals are the money they can for. Trust me, because for true, they want for doing things. So remember we don't put that slipper in. If not true, they want to do genuine business. Let them can begin fix their own slipper. Let put slippers. Let people look for it. Indeed, go the other side. They can Kenemabu inside and the other outside them. Not to pass to that freaking behind because you know my thing that the only thing I will go. So if not genuine business we have to do, let them go other side. Let them put the big side. They can fix their slippers. We go look for it. Indeed, for true. Again, they come back and say, "Hello." Because you know about me, you understand me? But right. If not indeed not do. Let them do another bit. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's go. 7999499 22 minutes after the hour 9. So we'll get 8 more minutes for Pikuna calls. Good morning. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, Joel.
Yes, sir.
Ishmael. This Ishmael call from Lokoton.
Ishmael.
Joel, yeah, what you want just want to say? France said the extra people they know say the electrical things they want to come at this country now fake things in the camp. The switch, the cables them, the lapola them, everything where they can fake things. And then as soon as you put anything on the cable one, where it one that is the bond. They know then step with that one thing. When they go all the electrical shop there, when they make sure that they come with good material. Electrical it are high expensive. People will buy them. But then fake the way they come to, they're not good. And the bond they host them. Small bit for me say they may place bond. If I not be then I host if I born. You see? And two, they are the military people they plant rest na Moyamba district na Wuchifu they plant rest. Let them come. Then they can tell which they do with that rest. That farm day, it don't take too long when they do that plantation day. So then they can tell me which they do with that rest. Because people don't know you. But now we go to that village. The village they might forget. I don't go there, I don't see the armies, and then they plant it. They don't do it for too long.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me hear from more people here. 0799949993. Let's hear your thoughts. We've spoken extensively about so many things here this morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, ma'am. Caller from Lumley. Welcome.
Yes, I'll be morning.
We do well.
Sure. Yeah, now concerning this light business, really, this lights, this on and off, you know, they give problem. Even me television.
Oh, we lost you there. All right, please call us again. We're very sorry. We don't know what happened. The line just dropped. But good morning. Hello.
Yeah. Jawad.
Yes, Medlami from Mount Surrey. A long time.
Yeah, Medlami.
Go on. Yes, go on.
Thank you very much. In connection of this life issue, those are a big problem. Even the CBS is a problem. One, even they don't cable themselves where you collect from the transformer for camera the post there. We better problem in our community. Especially the new road, the inside bypass, the cable they do every day. But we don't complain, every week out we did, the tool we did it, we not even do. At any time we like come, that point the party for pop people in God. We don't complete until we're up to now. We're not doing nothing nowadays. And people have that busy class. But there are some people that they watch and people who say, oh, God, this is not bad.
All right.
You can get for the area of cables here.
I'm very sorry. I think we'll not get you too clearly. The line is breaking up very badly, so you might have to call us back. But thank you very much for even attempting to call anyway. Good morning.
Morning, aside from Central.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I was just happy to say this morning. You see, they will have arrangement there now, department or ministries. I mean, for example, there were people who were all in the work. They retire, they pay them benefits, then they get pension. They end up for go contest elections. There are now parliamentarians, some now get symbol this last time. Then go end up for get terminal benefit back in the parliament. You got some people who are much younger. We still subscribe na NASIT. Like for example, Sherry Coco, if you be subscribe anyway. Then if we still continue for the subscribe, because you know which 68 when at the retirement age, but still you don't go get another side by pension for the parliament. So see that some of them I may not be able to ask. Why will not harmonize the law that will benefit, terminal benefit, and I will please this. Then anybody they come, you want set up new way where will benefit this. Like what they talk about lands the other day. Ministry of Mines and Ministry of Fisheries, then they make more money past Ministry of Land. They know what they say, may they give them 30% or even 5% of what you Then Johnny contract naturally, they get terminal clauses if we are come out. You know, if never been talk this on we would can't begin out from educational background. But I mean, if you don't sign contract and they tell you when you for come out, and before you sign, you get for due diligence.
All right.
If not done, you get yourself a plane.
Okay, thank you very much. And this is an episode where they play out still. So this is not like film where the plot still they develop. So we go see how it get for end. Fingers crossed it happen ending salon we in favor. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Jawad.
Yes, Molai. You're welcome.
I'm Mohammed. I call from IMAX.
Oh, Mohammed, yes. I'm sorry about that.
Yes, sir. You know, it's like say with government now. Sorry for that. So it's like saying a shadow now they change now this country. So because one we get solution now we earn, but we look and bad eye. Any mortal man, any Sierra Leone way talks the government not get solution for tackle all the problem where they happen at this country. So that was they lie. Like for tackle this crucial, government get the power for tackle them. For tackle the problem of fire incident na Kube and that government get the power for tackle and they.
In your own estimation, what you go suggest as a solution?
Very good. For tackle the situation na Kube and that Kube don't choke. Kube don't feel like Sansa where they all get at themselves. Let government pull some people down there. Go some host there. Let space stay between them host them there.
Who you go pull? Who you go left?
What?
Who you go pull and who you go left? What you go use as factor for determining who you go come out, who you go left?
As long as government gets outside and they allocate them people, then the one way they pull. As long as government gets outside, they put there. Then go really forgo there. As long as they get outside and they lead. As long as they get outside access go there, who say mutka the pass. Government go able for that. And the people then go really. The one way they go really for the other. Then go there. The one way they really for go there on the other side. Then can still go there. As long as now a place inside and they sleep.
All right.
Not everybody they glad the way when they car water they go destroy and fire they destroy. Not everybody they glad for that.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. All right, let me put through one last call here. And but do you buy that argument, or for example, the suggestion we Mohammed is just making?
Well, that suggestion they actually not today with governments doing even an by coma in time. They don't suggest for let people in common Akube, but people in common. People then get them businesses the way they actually stocked up their feet on. So for like pull person here, for like go water alone, or whatever place for like go to, that might be very difficult. So a switch of residents, I don't think it might be possible for some certain set of people that we establish. For me, someone come off, let's say after the war, because huge chunk of people that we don't Kube after the war, never come and can reside at Kube. So for like you change,
well, it's not just Kube, around Freetown.
Yes, mostly around this then creek areas and they. So for like, the possibility for like swap was in like especially we ask the caller. Who are those to be taken and those to be left behind? I think that's a question because some man, you know, saying they don't. Some man self na landlord now. So for like pull and go to tenant back other side, that might be a problem.
There was a popular slum in Ghana, and I just don't forget the name. And then at some point, because of things like this, the Ghanaian government just closed their eyes and cleared the slum. Of course, it came at a lot of criticism. But Krube is not just Krube. Krube, there are real political consequences as well. We can make no government, not even one for talk about relocation movement. It's not just about them. I mean, it's about other slums them across as well.
And every other day, this is the thing here with those things. Every other day, the moment when once you get one government and you're slow in taking action, the next day the community becomes bigger.
Yeah.
The bigger the community, the more difficult it is to take them out of there.
Yeah.
Because when you take them out of that place, where are you going to take them to?
The alternative.
Say, for example, from Susan's Bay, where it way born. I mean, you go on media, you hear several complaints, the people it's in this side where them be said they're waiting, they're not waiting for we, and so on and so forth. They had to take back them pan the way be done born and rebuild them places and
now
stay
the
there
same
again.
place we born.
The very same location. So it tells you, I mean, say for example, one would want to say that it was an unfortunate incident where happened, of course, now Susan's Bay. Plenty people lost boku thing. But then the place born, and it was a huge amount of the place we born. That was a unique opportunity for government for relocate people them from that place there, instead of allowing them to rebuild them places them back yonder. But then it comes again to say that how much possibility really government get for really able to relocate them people.
It's very expensive as well.
Exactly.
Yes. And all right, let me just take this last call. Good morning.
Mr. Jawad.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gwari called from
Rokel Central. You're welcome.
All right, thank you, sir. I want church the side of Ubi 10. I read it's across. Now, but obviously, you must get agency system where the business where you don't claim about the business. So all the people there, the police will look at this way. That's the question, sir. Thank you.
Okay, I'm struggling to understand your question exactly, but thank you very much for calling. And this is where we'll draw the curtain down on the show this morning, 9:32 here from City Clock. Many thanks to Choice FM. We've also been live on Sleek TV, Channel 37. Many thanks to the production crew in there and here at Epic Radio as well. We've been live on Radio 99.3 FM, live online as well. And don't forget, if you miss any of we program, you get the highlights on the program on AfriPod Podcast. So it's a podcast platform for if you miss any edition during the week or during the month, say, I want to listen to this program or this interview. Just go to AfriPod, look for Epic Radio, and then you can listen all we past programs them of the Epic Morning Show, at least for the last 2 months from September right up to now. So thank you very much. Mina Mohammed Jawad. I'll be back again here tomorrow.
In a world where brands, businesses are struggling to